Good evening. You're watching Public Media's Foreign Language News Hour. I'm Orsha Fun. Thanks for joining us. June the 16th is the Memorial Day for the martyrs of the 1956 revolution. Former Prime Minister Imre Nagy and his martyr associates were executed on this day 61 years ago. The heroes of 1956 were reburied on the same day in 1989. On Sunday, Prime Minister Viktor Orbán and his wife Anikó Lévai laid flowers at the grave of the late Prime Minister, resting in plot 301 of the municipal cemetery of Rákoskeresztúr. And a commemoration was held at the statue of Imre Nagy as well.
Former Prime Minister Imre Nagy and his fellow martyrs were executed 61 years ago on June 16, 1958. The search for the martyrs' tombs began in 1988, when a secret state security order was issued to find where Imre Nagy and his associates were buried after their execution. On June 16, 1989, the coffins of Imre Nagy, Pál Maléter, Miklós Gimes, Géza Losonci and József Szilágyi were displayed at Híradó Square, as well as the sixth empty coffin representing all martyrs and heroes of the 1956 revolution. Hundreds of thousands participated in the mourning ceremony. Viktor Orbán also addressed the crowd with his speech at Híradó Square on behalf of Fidesz. The future Prime Minister then said, Imre Nagy and his associates identified with the will of the Hungarian society and were able to bring an end to the sacred communist taboos, like serving the Russian Empire unconditionally and the party dictatorship. Even in the shadow of the gallows, they weren't willing to join the murderers who decimated society, the Prime Minister said in 1989. On Sunday, Viktor Orbán and his wife laid flowers at the grave of the late Prime Minister executed 61 years ago, resting in plot 301 of the municipal cemetery of Rákoskeresztúr. The Prime Minister then posted a video titled Gloria Victis, or Glory to the Victims, on his social media page. A commemoration was also held at the statue of Imre Nagy. On behalf of the government, the Minister of Human Resources, Miklós Kásler, placed a wreath at the statue of the martyr Prime Minister.
Hungary's newest government bond issued in the Hungarian Government Bond Plus program is immensely popular. Bonds were purchased for altogether 1.6 billion euros in a single week, which has been the highest weekly turnover on the Hungarian securities market so far in such a short period of time. With a new bond, the goal is to get the majority of public debt financed by the Hungarian people, because this way the yields will remain with the families as well.
They've only been on the market for 2 weeks. Yet the new state bonds are a huge success. Hungarian citizens have bought securities worth more than 5 times the originally open 309 million euro bracket of the Hungarian State Bond Plus program in just a week. On the first week, people purchased securities for more than 1.6 billion euros, which is higher than ever before. People haven't purchased this much of any other type of state bond in a week ever before. The reason is that the Hungarian State Bonds Plus program promises higher yields than any other bonds seen before. It's even worth it to purchase them for the short term. It's a simple process. Other than the Hungarian State Treasury, retail banks, the Hungarian Post Office and Fundamenta, the company that offers savings for real estate and renovations, are also selling them. Anyone interested just has to have an ID card, their residence card, and their taxpayer identification card. The Minister of Finance explained on Kossuth Radio that it's not irrelevant whether a country is indebted to foreign creditors or to its own citizens. So the objective is that Hungarian people finance the majority of the country's sovereign debt, because that way, yields stay with Hungarian families. We'd like to encourage people to keep their savings in state securities. So, for example, that it be a part of a family's savings, that they keep their savings in the safest form possible by purchasing state bonds, he said. And investors won't have to pay taxes for the interest on public state securities issued after June. This way, the whole sum stays with citizens, which can further strengthen the economy through more savings or investments.
Colder weather arrived in Hungary on Sunday. At the same time, the country broke an all-time heat record again. The thermometers stood at 35.7 degrees Celsius in Kiskunhalas, while in some places of Western Hungary the temperature dropped by almost 20 degrees. Many parts of the country were hit by severe thunder and hailstorms. In Baranya and Tolna County, for example, there were places that experienced walnut or cherry-sized hail. The storms completely destroyed crops in several locations.
Right after the heat wave, cold and stormy weather arrived in a matter of minutes on Sunday. The chain of rainstorms that swept through Somogy and Baranya counties also reached Lake Balaton. A storm also hit Idegszemcse in Tolna County. The wind tore branches off and so much rain fell in a short period of time that drainage systems couldn't cope. This woman said that they were stunned to see the strength of the storm. There was even hail that damaged her yard. Hail also destroyed the harvest in Tevel, also in Tolna County. Locals said that they'd never seen such a hailstorm in their lives. We've never experienced hail this big in this town. I'm 24 and I've never seen anything like this, but my parents haven't either, a local man said. Amateur photographs uploaded to a meteorology news Facebook group show large pieces of hail in Bonyhádvarasd as well. There was also hail in Pesterzsébet. Ice as big as walnuts fell from the sky in some parts of the district. And this is Komló. The town was literally flooded with rain and hail. Water flowed through the streets and people couldn't navigate the roads. Several vehicles were stuck in the current and some cars stalled. Several people tried pushing. Meanwhile, the people who recorded the footage said that the lobbies of the buildings in the area were also flooded. A viewer of M1 News showed cherry-sized pieces of hail in their hand. Together, hail and water completely covered the roads.
A wide selection of tactical dog and horse shows were organized on Sunday at the 8th Law Enforcement and Military Days of Rákosmente. More than 80 professional and volunteer organizations presented their activities at the event.
The Law Enforcement and Military Days in Rákosmente opened with a parade of more than 60 military vehicles. Along with the Hungarian Defense Forces and the police, more than 80 volunteer and other organizations introduced themselves at the event. Little ones could try a simulator that flies over Hungarian cities in a fighter plane and could choose from military trainings. Children also had the chance to try on different types of combat equipment and see how the soldiers of the Soviet army camped out in the war in Afghanistan, and the weapons and tools used by the paratroopers of the Hungarian Royal Army. The Law Enforcement and Military Days were organized by the municipality of Rákosmente for the 8th time. We would also like to pay tribute to the professionals and volunteers who are working together for our safety, the deputy mayor said. At the event, the State Secretary for Defense, István Szabó, recalled that the Hungarian government launched the 10-year military development and defense program back in 2016, which aims to make the Hungarian army a force that meets the challenges of this era. István Szabó added that besides the Hungarian Defense Forces, traditional reenactment groups also play a significant role as they show the past that needs to be preserved and nurtured. The activities on Sunday included a dog show, a medieval combat demonstration, and war games.
Garbage is being collected using rafts made of plastic bottles on Lake Tisza. The traditional PET cup, after being organized on the upper Tisza, is now being held on the lake for the first time. The competitors can collect trash until Tuesday, and the team that gathers the most will be the winner. This way, hundreds of tons of waste will be removed from the lake. The purpose of the competition is to raise awareness of environmental protection. The 100-year-old lake bath in Nyíregyháza has been renovated. The environment of the popular beach with natural water was modernized from a fund of nearly 805,000 euros. Thermal water pools, slides, several beach bars and restaurants await visitors near a picturesque lake with solid water on the 2,000 square meter beach that can accommodate up to 1,300 guests at a time. What gives the bath its unique character is that the beach and the volleyball pitches were created using English lawn and sand from the shore of Lake Tisza. There's a real baby boom at the Hungarian National Circus. The heat wave was likely to have its effect on the circus since two exotic animals of the company have given birth to little ones in recent days. Anyone who visits the circus currently stationing in Szeged can meet a Mongolian female baby camel born on Wednesday and a zebronki, that is a zebra-donkey hybrid that was born on Friday. And that's all for now, but we'll be back tomorrow night at around the same time, and you can catch Hungary reports online as well. Please stay tuned for our German, Russian and Chinese language news. Thanks for watching. Take care. Good night.